Bam! Pisces, we are back in colour. So let's have a look. So me and Dave, me and my spirit guide Dave are back. Dave is actually my twin. Dave, because we mimic society, so Dave is actually my twin. Dave is my spirit guide, and I actually have a word with myself. And when you actually have a word with yourself, you actually realise that your twin is really you, okay? Because we mimic society and we mimic everybody else. So through these twin flame readings of you versus them, twin versus twin, it's going to tell you about society, pretty much. It's going to tell you about yourself, okay? Normally within numerology and with astrology, astrology is more of a gift that gets given to you to see if you're blocked or emotionally blocked or not, and you can reflect that back up into the universe to actually see how you're getting on. So if you reflect it back, you're obviously blocked within your 7 chakras of learning about boundaries and healthy boundaries and options between the 1st and 7th house of your 1st house and your 7th house of your partnership. Okay, so through astrology, what we realize is that energy is current and fluent. So what happens basically is that karma will always see where people are on their path, and that's why energy changes daily, and it depends on tarot cards, and tarot cards are really used as a tool to actually look at the energy to realize whether we've changed or not, whether we want to change or not. So if you also look at your descendant sign is what you become of your rising sign is what you become. So your descendant sign always tells you where you've at and what's happened, okay, within a cycle that's led you to that point, which is your descending sign. Your ascending sign leads you to where you're actually going, but it's still general and it might not relate to everybody. But you can also still check on your descendants to see what's happened in your environment, and that also gives you a great perspective of looking over things of, well, that's happened in the cycle. So my next cycle, have I learned anything? And if I have, I progress forward onto my rising, and we rise up from the ashes. Okay, so we rise up from the ashes. So you might even be dealing with a Scorpio rising or something like that. But you rise up, we rise towards our, so you pretty much, Pisces, you can check your descendant signs and your rising signs and Venus, Jupiter, Mars and things like that. But you can check those. But what it is checking yourself. It's checking the current situation of your soul growth. It's not your body that gets elevated. It's your soul that gets elevated through the power that's manifested through astrology. It aligns you with your 7 chakras, and if you have a block, it gets thrown back up in the universe, as if to say, the universe will say, listen, Daddy, you haven't learned anything yet, so we're going to teach you to open up, okay? If you want this and you want that, we will teach you, because universe is not, well, it is a planet. It's a planet and it's not a human being, but it was all created by one source of energy. That's why we have relationships, so we relate with people or we don't relate with people. But the best person that you can find of a relation is how we relate to ourselves, of the things that we do and the things that we say. And I don't know why I'm going into teaching mode, but so some of you can be a teacher, okay? But let's have a look. So this is going to relate to everything, twin versus twin, you versus them. You pick, you decide. I can't fight a battle for you. It's either you or them, or it's nobody, okay? So I have to say all this sort of stuff at the beginning because some people are losing their shit in the comments, and I'm like, listen, I'm a channeler. I'm a channeler. I can pick up a cup, okay, or a plate, and that's why I used to do that, because you realise that you're an actual conduit. So you can actually channel through everything, and that's why we're very sensitive as human beings, because it's sensation. You know, being clairsentient and all that sort of stuff, you can pick things up and whatnot, and you feel energy, okay? So it's all known via soul growth of what we learn through being a conduit. So I am literally a reader. So what actually comes out my mouth, it's because the ego gets set to see me or something. I think I had that again. Stepped aside, but stepped aside, or someone's stepping aside or stepping back, but or has stepped back, but 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, or something like that is what I'm hearing. Paula Abdul. But generally, okay, we do this, and shut up, Steve, and we'll get on with the reading. I can hear you saying it, but let's see. So pretty much I'm a channeler and a conduit, okay? The ego gets stepped aside, and I literally just comes out my mouth, because that's open channel of university, of universal energy, of speak, learning, growing, all that sort of stuff. You know, university is the universe, so we relate with everybody of a relationship to ourselves of where we are on our path. It aligns us with all of us, okay? So we pick out the perfect partner, and the perfect person is you, because a like attracts like between the 1st and 7th house of the partnership. Okay, so let's see, Pisces. So Pisces, show me Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Twin versus twin, show me Pisces for August. Twin versus twin, Pisces for August. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus and Jupiter. For twin versus twin, show me Pisces for August, please. Show me Pisces for August. Show me Pisces for August, please. Show me Pisces. Oh, the High Priestess was coming out. Someone's not speaking. That's why they're not speaking. High Priestess. Or there's a disclosure of some kind. So there you go, Pisces. So an opportunity has arisen by God. God is like, bam, there you go. There could be a new person on the horizon. On the horizon, okay, so we do have death, and we also have rebirth, and we also have the devil, and we also have God. God is giving you a brand new opportunity to show up for a date, or to reach out to somebody, or someone's reaching to you, but there's an ending to something because it begins from a 10 where it ended with a cycle, and it's now begun. So this could be a new person that's giving you an opportunity to show up for a discussion, or a date, or literally a project that you want to go forward on. But there's an ending to something as where now the universe is saying, well done, there you go. We've aligned you with something, and you have a brand new person or a brand new outlook. This is always taken or receiving, okay? Receiver or the taker. Someone's took something, or someone can receive something. If you receive it from the universe, that means that you've completed something, and now the universe is saying, well done. There you go. There's a brand new person or an opportunity in life that you can take, because we're giving you it. We're giving you it, and we are rewarding you with this. Being blessed. Some people are blessed. Oh my God. Some people are blessed and they show. Okay, there's a shower and a grower, right? Okay, someone that grows for ascension, someone that shows up for a date. Okay, so, or they show up with an offer of an opportunity that's arisen through an ending. Okay, so let's see. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Show me the other person connected with Pisces, please. The other person that's connected with Pisces. The other person that's connected with Pisces. So we will also come out of star signs as well. And we'll go on to the energy, okay, the energy. So the Seven of Cups was showing up, and that is between the 1st and the 7th house of picking out perfect partnership, you see, but aligning you with the truth. So you do have also someone new. So you have messages that are being going from 1 to 2, from 1 to 2. So this is where someone's really thinking about reaching out, but they're looking into a situation more. They're going into their feelings, and they're thinking, well, if this is a conversation, it's brand new. It's just started. Okay, there's a start of something. The start. It's on your marks, get set, go. Right? So someone could be going this way, and somebody could be following this way. So we don't know yet. We can't see, but there's somebody that's watching or looking at someone have this opportunity also. So if we relate it to the actual partner that you're with, they could be thinking about sending messages. But this is, I think that everybody's turned over a new leaf, is what I'm picking up, Pisces, and they're looking into new ventures and new people. But let's see, Ace of Wands. Tell me more about what the Ace of Wands is. Why is the Ace of Wands here for Pisces? Tell me more about this person and this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. What's this Ace of Wands for? Cards don't want to say anything for some reason. So there you go. So you've got all the fixed signs also, but you've got where things for some people have come to a halt, where it's like, whoa, hold on a second. Right, so we've got this new opportunity that's arisen by something that's ended. So then you could then meet, you see, you've got a lot of new here. You've got someone's putting a hold to something or a block on something. So you've got all the fixed signs, okay? I don't want to go over them, but all the fixed signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, the rest of them, the rest above, I heard the rest. Laying something to rest is what I heard. But again, a new person also. So you've got earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, fire sign, water sign, all the fixed signs. So this is the universe saying pretty much that, well done. Here's this opportunity now. There's a new opportunity now with like a new person. But this is also somebody through Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus of the cross match that can happen when you watch the other signs, okay? When you watch the other side. When you watch the other side, is that there's always two sides to a tale. So someone is probably needing to also put an end and a stop to something. Now, this could be via like, you could, because this is dating, you see, dating, the dating pool. So someone is seeking someone out as a potential partner of a date. Or it's to do with internet, and the messages are coming in via the internet, via whatever sign. But if this is to do with children or something like that, they could be dating. But you want them to stay. Somebody wants you to stay. Stay or say something. This is a Trojan horse, you see. The Trojan horse is also like, can also be a spy, because it's implanted within, like when the Trojans won the war, they had an idea. They had an idea that would win them the war. So they put a halt to something, and then they put the Trojans inside the horse that got moved into a new beginning, where then they won the war or something like that. Okay, it was like Greek mythology and all that kind of stuff. But there's something that's via the internet that's new, is what I'm saying. There's someone that's really contemplating on taking things forward so far. So let's see. Let's see the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. So we've got, there you go, the partner, the 1 in 7. Okay, so this can be also a lot of, you've got the 10 of Cups showing up. You've also got waiting, okay, but that's also like waiting for the perfect partnership to arrive, like waiting for something to arrive. So you've ships have come in somehow, and you're actually waiting for something to arrive. So meanwhile, what you're doing is you're concentrating on work and stuff like that, but it's still picking out between 1 and 7. So there is an opportunity here that can be arisen by these opportunities here of like aligning yourself with the person. But this would also be higher education, you know, higher education. It's learning something of more emotional value that you're in alignment with. So like attracts like. So what you do is you can form seprophilia, which is a philly, which is like it seeks out the perfect partnership. But partnerships are, it depends if there's soulmate relationships and stuff like that, or anyway in general. If it's a soulmate relationship, you don't normally have a choice. It gets put together for you for either learning something good or bad. Okay, but this is learning. It's higher learning. It's education. It's waiting for something as well. Some people could be waiting for a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or water sign. But that is, I do apologise. Someone could be an apology. Sorry, thank you. Someone could owe somebody an apology, or giving someone an apology. Or if it's not an apology, it's talking, because there's a lot of talking. I really can't pick up too much more through these cards, to be honest. It depends on the vibration of this King of Swords. This King of Swords can be someone to very much that could have understood, because he's very wise and influential. So he could, but for some people it could be someone very difficult to budge or to move. So you might be waiting on somebody that's very difficult or difficult to actually budge. But to crack open their exterior, you would have to crack open their conditioning, because they're conditioned with belief of spirituality, or they're conditioned by religion. It would be my way or the highway. But it would also be someone that's also empowered of learning something that would use more of a head over a heart decision of like whether to wait or not, you know. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. Sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. So there you go. So there's an offer. These are all new, possible. So we'll also go down the partnership. So this is like an offer from an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, possible. But you've got things like where they stop and someone's like, oh, hold on, stop. Okay, let's really think about this. And then you get the opportunity again. There's 2 aces that are risen through here of an opportunity of the universe is gifting someone. Someone's gifted, and someone's being gifted an opportunity. Like it, because there's not like love, so it's more like an opportunity for a passionate new beginning. Like it's just a beginning. It's someone that shows, that grows through ascension also. And then it grows into something that's like through communication and things like that. It would be someone that grounds the communication into something that becomes stable. It's like becoming like becoming the change. Let's see the King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? But you have to excuse me because I've got allergies. I'm just, it's very hot in the UK. King of Swords. King of Swords. There you go. So you got Aquarian energy. So could be Aquarius. If this is Aquarian, this could be Aquarian moon sign for some people. But there's a lot of, there's a hell of a lot of healing in general. So let's see. So it depends on the rest of these cards, because this part here is changing lanes, you see. This bit tells you the progression of the future. This bit on YouTube could just tell you about what's happening or what's happened, okay? But then as we progress through the reading, we go through changing lanes, it tells you the prospects of the future of the outcome, okay? So someone has prospects, but they could have a very strong society belief also. But I think people are like meeting new people. I really do. I really do. Because there's a hell of a lot of new. I think I think there's been lessons well learned, you know, I do. Because it's like a parting of ways where it's really coming out like both energies are like new, because this is also like healing, like so if we look at it as like the partner that you're with, there's a lot of messages that are going to be going backwards and forwards, okay? And it's like via the internet. And then you could be like working, but also like a period of like waiting, you know? But that's also seeking out and waiting for the perfect partner. So it's still like thinking about it. It's like, okay, so, you know, it grounded, and then that's like thinking, like researching or working on spiritual calling, spiritual belief. The things that you would believe in would be roughly the same, because they would be of things of like spiritual stuff, like healers and stuff, you know, all that kind of thing. It's a very difficult. I can't go into like different stuff, because it's like, it just feels like fresh, like a fresh new outlook in life altogether. An opportunity could be arisen from mirroring, like from this earth sign could be going towards an Aquarian energy, or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But these could be separate, different lanes of different people meeting different people. It really does depend. Seems like it's going to be a very quick reading for Pisces. That's real good work, because really it's understanding a lot about calm and not calmer. You know, keeping the energy relaxed and seeking out, like, this could even just be to do with work. Like, I'm just concentrating on work, and I'm just building up my finances and career, and I'm actually becoming more stable and settled in that, because this is a settlement. Some of you could be seeking out a settlement to do with children, and really looking into stabilizing the groundness of realizing that the person that holds them up is you, but the person that really holds them up is yourself, of them, of you, because you were them and they are you. So that's everybody, right? So we learn by children as much as what we know, you know, and they learn by us. So we learn by society. So we become more grounded and stable in a relationship when it becomes stable and grounded, you know. It's kind of like an energy and effort well pronounced and done, and it's now grounding itself into like where people are having like opportunities and things. So if you're relating to someone that you've just met, or that you can meet, because these can all be people that you've just met or can meet, okay? But this energy, if this is a different energy, this really does depend, because the King of Swords is there. The King of Swords could be a very difficult energy to crack, but is definitely looking into like studying something to do with astrology, and to do with like healing something. That would also be healing family issues too, you know, the Doreen Virtue stuff, healing family issues, because the King of Swords, like within that deck, you know, when it comes to kings and queens and things like that, they are also family courts and family systems and family and society. That's the belief of the society. That's the society it is, because it always remains the way it is, you know. So there's an exterior that someone could just be in a mindset of, well, that's just the way the things they are. That's the chips fall as they may. So I'm healing my family issues. You know, I'm waiting to heal family stuff. There's also a lot of family stuff where people are healing like childlike energy of children. There is also, you know, where you get a good opportunity in that to heal things with people. But I'm picking up as like love for people, if that's what you're interested in, that there's like big opportunities that are now gifted from the universe to say, there's a job well done, you've gone through, you've turned over a new leaf, you've now looked at and you've analysed things and situations about yourself, you realise what they are that needs to change, and then the universe is also astrology. That aligns you with your parts of your chart, because you're more aligned within your chart of knowing you more, okay? So if you're on the path of really knowing yourself more in order to change, it aligns you with the gift of the universe, where it aligns you with like soulmate energy that can be through the star, because you've healed something, because that's wounded, okay? It could be like wounded warrior, so it could have Chiron, it would be to do with Chiron, like healing the wounded warrior. Pegasus as well, right? Could have something to do with like the sun I just heard, which is obviously like Leo energy, but also healing family stuff. But feeling more settled and relaxed in that of what we're in, okay? So what we will do is, I know it's a very boring reading for people, but that's the point of what happens in between here, and also when we continue, because we're looking into the people. You know, this tells you about how they're thinking and how they're feeling and what they're up to. This does completely, it tells you about them as we go forward on it. And then what happens here is the future outlook of what's coming in between and what's worked on and what can be done and what can be said and what might happen in order for things to change. Because you can change your energy leniently by becoming more, if you have healthy boundaries or not, because you align yourself with what happens in between. That's the future outlook. So that's what we look into. Okay, so that will either be over on Patreon, where you have access to literally everything, still tier 1 monthlies. This will also break down your monthly to give you a perspective of how the energy has changed and how it can, and how you can relate that to your monthly, okay, and see your progression of. So you have obviously access to Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and you can watch all those, and that's just access to that. Okay, if not, you will just want the access to this one reading. You can see that in the monthly folder over on Vimeo, but you have Vimeo and Patreon. If you want a personal reading, I'm filling up my schedule now, and you can send me a link via the email, and I'm doing another set of readings if you want one, and it's only, but that is just one set. There can be other readings, but one set is where for about 2 hours or something like that. One of them will be an hour where it'll be a full spread tarot card reading for you, where you don't really have to tell me much at all, and I'll kind of tell you your reading, and then afterwards there can be an hour call via Skype where we can go over your reading, and then I can hopefully channel some stuff and give you some tools on how to move forward and what's going to happen. And there might be a possible couple of questions that we can just like put you back on your path once you've seen your reading during the call. Okay, but if you want that, that is an option, and that is in the email if you want to send me an email, or can just do a spread. Okay, Pisces, thanks very much, and I'll hopefully see you over on the flip side soon. Peace.